that's a lot what keeps the originality of the Fall, strangely enough, is that I am very into trash music. I'm very into sort of badly produced records by, this is what I mean. And that's it. You could go forever about it, but, that's the thing that is wrong with rock music, it's just all the interest has gone out of it. I mean, it's where you get to the point like I have, where all this stuff I listen to is like bad stuff, what is considered bad stuff, because you can usually sort of figure out that it's going to be good,
Yeah, we are the Fall and we are the best. Yeah, we are the Fall and we are the best. Yeah, we are the Fall and we are the best. Yeah, we are the Fall and we are the best.
Oh, hello, sir. Hello.
Oh, it's you again.
Yeah, I'm just coming in. I got my weekly paycheck. I'm just looking for pick up some new tunes for the weekend.
Yeah,
sir. You mind if I
I remember you.
Yeah, I was looking for something that would impress my friends. Something outsider.
Yeah, have you ever heard of Depeche Mode? They're pretty popular.
Yeah. I've heard of the Depeche Mode, but I'm looking for something maybe a little bit more artistic, maybe a little more unique, literary. You got anything like that?
Yeah, there's this weirdo drunk guy that comes in here all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he dropped off the singles himself. I think there's a couple new ones in the back.
It sounds interesting. I'm picking up this first one back here. What is this one about? This man whose head expanded. This sounds interesting to me. Is this some sort of a novel character?
Yeah, of course. It's definitely what you're looking for. It's a high quality.
How much is this going to set me back here? This 7-inch.
Yeah, it usually says on the cover how much they charge per album.
Oh, it does. Oh, yeah, it does. It says right here. It says a 20 crack. A 20 crack, which I assume is an average price for the 7-inch.
Yeah, it's a good price. I think he wants everyone to be able to access his music.
Now, are there any new singles besides this one that are in a similar vein that I might be able to check out from this band?
Yeah, the year is good. It looks like he's got 3 of them that he put out this year.
Okay, 3. Wow, 3 singles. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that this single right here that I'm picking up is Kicker Conspiracy, but this feels heavier. This seems like it's
it's a unique opportunity. You get 2 7-inches with that one, 4 songs total. I mean, it's a high quality option there.
Jeez Louise, I think I'm going to have to pick up this one as well. And then maybe I'm looking for maybe one more. I think I can stretch my buck, my pound one bit further. And I'm seeing this interesting cover too that it's catching my eye. This Marquis Cha-Cha. This sounds very exotic.
Yeah, you may or may not have heard that one before, but it's a good jam, I believe.
Okay, so I might pick up this.
Might give you the room to live.
It might give me the room to live. Okay, okay, I'll take those, and then, do you have Karma Chameleon?
Yeah, of course. That's in the front. You'll definitely want to get that.
Front.
Let me see if I have any left, though.
Okay,
that's been a hot commodity.
All right, I would love to listen to that song again because I cannot get enough of that on the old transistor radio. I can't wait for John Peel to play that one next on his show. I'm sure it'll get into the mix soon enough. John is always hip guy, right?
Well, he likes the popular stuff for sure. He wants to expose people to the top 20.
I mean, I've been waiting for him to play that Let's Dance by David Bowie. I've been looking forward to that, but he hasn't played that one yet either. So I'm just gonna have to keep tuning into old John Peel and see how he goes. So I guess I'm just gonna go with those three singles today, and well, I guess it's three singles, but 4 7-inches. So why don't you ring me up there, sir? And once again, thank you for being so helpful. Okay. Welcome back to We Are the Fall. And the year is 1983, and we've just picked up our fresh, hot off the presses 7-inches from the Fall. And this year, they released 3 different singles, but one of these singles is interesting, is a double 7-inch, double A-side, double B-side. And yeah, we're going to jump into some 1983 The Fall, and we're going to get a bunch of new tracks and then a couple kind of holdovers from The Room to Live, and also one Total's Turns song that makes its way down here again, which I'm not upset about. So, Steve, what can you tell us about this first single that we're going to listen to from 1983, The Fall, and their release on Rough Trade Records, I believe.
Yeah, released June of 1983. 2 songs, The Man Who Had Exploded and Lud Gang.
Expanded.
Expanded, not exploded. Sorry, The Man Whose Head Expanded.
It may cause our heads to explode, but this is an expansion process.
Expansion opportunity. We got Marquis Smith, Craig Scanlon on guitar and keyboards, Steve Hanley on the bass, and Paul Hanley on the drums, and Carl Burns.
That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear, and I'm in. I'm in for this. I'm definitely picking this up at the shop, and I'm putting it in my bag, and I'm walking right out of that store, and I'm putting it into my carrier bag, and I'm not looking back. Now,
this one was recorded in 1983 in London. You could have also get it on a promotional cassette if you didn't have your.
If you knew the
player.
DJ, yeah. If you knew like
if you got
I feel like this was high
or
end.
something, you wanted to really play it while you drove around the countryside.
Yeah, I feel like this is this very early cassette usage or production. When were cassettes? They started to be released in 1963. So, okay, all right. I guess they've been around for a while, but I don't believe they were that common. But yeah, okay. Either way, let's throw on The Man Whose Head Expanded, and let's give this a go, and let's see what the Fall are up to early on in 1983.
All right, I realize I'm sitting in the fart chair, so I'm gonna switch it out real quick.
I thought I heard something.
The man whose head expanded. The man whose head expanded was corrupted by Mr. Sociological Memory. Was corrupted by Mr. Sociological Memory Man. Could not get a carrier bag for love nor money. The man whose head expanded. Sounds like Heckwapper. Sounds like Heckwapper.
All right, great catch. I thought I heard something earlier when you were sitting down. I was like, oh, that sounded kind of like the fart chair.
Is that the fart chair idea?
Okay, we got the fart chair out of the studio. All right, that was good. The man could not get a carrier bag for love nor money. I'm always thinking on that line, what is in that bag, Mr. sociological memory man. What is the bag that he can't get for love or money? What is that? What's in there?
Yeah, who's not willing to trade it? Who's not giving it up?
Oh, who's not giving it up? Yeah.
I mean, they're not taking love or money for the bag.
No matter how big his head is getting, he's still not getting the bag. I know, I like that. And then the soap opera writer as a character. It's not the soap opera actor, it's the soap opera writer, the one that's writing the shows, his jewels for TV prime time. I really enjoy that. That's a good character to write about.
Yeah, that would probably be a fun job. I mean, you could really take that anywhere, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you're not, it's kind of I would like to see maybe the type of soap opera that Mark would write. We know that he actually produced at least a couple stage plays, productions, and then he wrote, which you were kind enough to gift me, a screenplay for a movie that was never made either. He liked the idea of someone that was producing something as an actual production. But I would love to see a Marquis Smith soap opera. It would be so vulgar. It would be so gritty.
Yeah, I mean, all the characters would be so real and different than probably
Cutting.
most. So yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
But
Oh man.
it'd probably be a demanding job. I mean, those soap operas are freaking put out episodes constantly, right? I mean, it's not like
Yeah.
a sitcom or something where you're like once a week. Like those things are.
Yeah, that's so true. And it's every day or whatever, 4 days a week, whatever it is. Also, everything in soap operas happens so quickly, right? Like the plot moves along at such a quick pace that I don't know how those writers like don't run out of ideas. It's not like it's crazy stuff they're coming up with. Everyone's cheating on each other. Everyone's trying to plot to murder each other, but the plot moves so quickly. And I guess in some ways that's a little bit contrary to Mark's writing style, because Mark's writing style is like setting the scene a little bit, but then just going like extra deep.
Yeah, I was gonna say soap operas are very shallow, right? You don't
Mhm.
need much. Like there's not much explanation about where the
No.
twin brothers showed up from and
No.
where how nobody knew about him and
Yeah. Do you like this attractive person more or this attractive person more? Because you're gonna have to root for someone here. That's basically what it comes down to, right? Pick your favorites. The characters are not there. So that's why the man that writes the soap opera, definitely a more intriguing character. The script writer would follow him around, the man whose head expanded. Let's talk about musically on this track because this track has a lot going on. What
yeah,
do
I mean,
what do you
I'm
like?
curious, like, was that lyric like turn the bloody space invader off? Was that in the song? Or did that happen naturally? And he's like, Craig, what the fuck are you doing with the keyboards over there, man? Like, I
Yeah.
understand it's 1983 and that's what everyone else is doing, but turn that shit off.
Oh man, I mean, I thought the exact same thing. I actually, I was wondering the exact same thing. If it's a put on of maybe like he could have even overdubbed the lyrics, right? And he knew that the keyboard track Space Invader sounds goes away at that point, and then he says it, but it sounds so off the cuff that like they captured it when they were playing, and then Craig stopped. I got to say it because we always talk about how tight they are. Mark literally says that, and then the next second, it's gone. Like
Oh
it
yeah.
stops.
And I mean
It's
the song gets better. It
the
was
song.
not, I
The song does
mean
get better.
it wasn't
Yeah,
horrible, but it was not that their sound, that's for sure. Yeah, is it kind of cutting at that music type in general? Was it
yeah.
all like a
It
knock on
catches your
them?
ear. It catches your ear at the
Sure.
beginning as something different, but I'm glad that it does cut out. And then at one point, do you catch it? There's like a laser beam sound. There's like a
Yeah,
pew.
yeah, definitely the keyboard starts making sounds that you're
Yeah.
not used to hearing again and towards the end.
Yeah. I mean, Craig was just trying to get in his sci-fi little references or his little interests. But the second half of the song, the keyboard comes back in as a slightly different tone, and I do like that. Craig is actually doing a great job on these keys, which before was Mark Riley, right? And so it's fun to hear Craig take over the keyboard duties, and it sounds like he enjoys it because he plays melodies, but then he also plays the fall hammering the keyboard a little bit, which is great. It's a nice balance. I think Craig's kind of feel on the keyboard is a little bit more balanced as well too.
And he's playing the guitar at the same time. I mean, he's the only one playing guitar, so it's
Yep.
impressive to manage both feats.
Yep. As Mark Riley was before, but you're right. I guess in the fall you have to have the double duty or be ready for the double duty instrumentation wise. And then this song is really good too. I mean, the bass is classic fall bass, which is repetitive, but then it has a dun, 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 dun bass solo, which is great to throw in every probably 4 bars. And the change up that happens halfway through the song, where it goes from, the way it starts, and then it just cuts, it kind of just breaks, falls apart at basically it just takes a step down in tone and more space, and there's more silence and more, I don't know, there's more room, and it does them a lot as far as letting Mark, just take over. And this track as an A-side is perfect length. Perfect in a lot of ways. I like it. Great way to lead off 1983.
No, yeah, it's a catchy song. I'm
Feeling
good
good?
listening. Yeah, I feel good. A little bass invaders noise, and then that's enough of that.
That's enough of that. As we're flipping it over, this 7-inch, how are you feeling about The Man Whose Head Expanded on Rough Trade Records, 1983? I like this front cover with the painting drawing on kind of a futuristic, very 80s actually, proto-computer, actually computerized font.
Yeah, definitely looks like old computer font, or like an old printer would print out.
Printing even looks like the printing paper with the green old printing paper, the green bars, and it says in the corner, sounds like kick wop, huh? Mid-20s crack. Sounds like a load of Mick wop, huh?
Over and over.
Over and over.
Yeah, it was done by, the cover work was Bob Pierce and Marquis Smith. So I don't know.
Another collaboration. And do you think that that's supposed to be someone on the front?
It's probably supposed to be Mark, right? I mean, looks close enough.
It does look close enough, but like he has dark hair, like extra dark hair and gout features. Yeah, I can see it, Mark, but it could also be a character Mark scribbled out. I like the text. It's cool. It definitely catches my eye. It looks a little bit dated with the computer font, the early computer font, but it looks cool. But it actually fits the sound of the A side with the bloody Space Invaders shit.
Yeah, I mean, very, very 80s for sure, right? Like,
but then the back, flip it over, and what do we get?
blue.
Blue.
Join Lud Gang, mature white gimmick, choirette of death.
Yeah, choir. I don't. Mature white gimmick is hilarious, but what is choirette of death? Is that the gang?
It's in Lud Gang. Towards the end, they say it. It's the choirette of death.
Let's listen to it. Let's try to see what's happening with the Lud Gang. See if we can join what the initiation process is.
Frustration
Oh, he's saying it's the quiet like death. It's the quiet of death. Huh. I thought he was always just saying the quiet like death at both times. That's good. How do you feel about the Lud Gang?
I mean, it's hard and fast. It was good. Whatever. I don't know what they're playing on the drums, or they're just smacking the side of it, or what. But
Yeah, it's very
yeah,
punchy.
abrasive, punchy. Yeah, you're kind of focusing in a little bit more just because it is so in your face.
And then it's offset by these lyrics that are so good. Carve a hole in the rain for you is just pure poetry for me. I really like I really like that. But then it's also juxtaposed against lines like even like at the very end where he has like this layers of his own vocals. It's a cool way to end the song. Right before it starts, these layers of vocals. He says, "Cab driver asks why I'm not at home with my feet put up," and then the collage of vocals starts, and that is just pretty much like a slice of Mark's life, or at least I assume that he pulls out of taking a ride home from the pub or from the gig, and the cab driver asks him this, what are you doing? What are you doing working so hard? And and then it's just like a montage of all these ideas or thoughts or responses or whatever it is. It's cool. But this has always been a song where I never was able to crack this song. I'm still not quite sure of what uh the Lud Gang
Yeah.
situation is, and I like
So,
that better.
oh well, I could tell you.
No, 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 no. Actually, this is good. You tell me, because I started to look it up one time, and I started looking it up, and I do want you to tell me, but I started looking it up, and I started to read it, and I said, "This is, there are certain fall songs where you read a little bit about what the actual intention, or what someone has done a lot of research, which we both appreciate, into the background of the song, but." Sometimes you read it and then you're like, oh, that's not what I pictured. I had a more abstract there's something like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah, or
Yeah.
yeah, like that. Oh, that it
Yeah.
diminishes what you created,
Yeah,
right?
what started to form. And so I do remember I started looking this up, and I started reading about some factory or some factory workers or something. And I was like, this is interesting for sure, but I stopped. So tell me now. Because now I feel like I have my own, I can
You could
protect.
delete. You could delete what I say here.
Yeah, yeah.
For our listening audience and not for Gavin, the Lud gang, they're the Luddites. They were English textile workers from the 19th century, and so they basically banded together to fight the man. They destroyed machines and caused skirmishes and fights among the mill owners and the
Okay.
military and law enforcement.
So it was like a pre-union unionization or something like that. Pushback.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks like they hung like at least 30 of them between 1811 and 1870. So
Oh, they got punished by
yeah,
hanging? Oh,
they were fighting back against
uh,
the revolt.
oh man. Well, I can see why this would definitely be right up Mark's alley. It's like it has everything that he found fascinating, right? Working class, pushing up against some, authoritative anything, and death. And death, and yeah. Okay, I like that too. It's just like when I read Lud Gang in general, and then these lyrics, like I said, the courage, my sweet, it's the quiet like death. It's the quiet. Now I know that it's the quiet of death, and it's the quiet of like death. Courage, my sweet, carve a hole in the rain for you. I'll make a stand with the Lud Gang. See, this is, there's some romanticism to it, which I think Mark actually has a romantic notion about this historical group. So I think they overlap.
Yeah, I mean, even on the romance side of Mark, I like it. It always does surprise me because he seems very much like
Yeah.
a loner and an independent guy. But I mean, he's got a girlfriend, he's got a wife, he's got some sort of
Yep.
feelings out there that you know,
It's
you
easy when
just
you're a poet.
yeah, I guess.
No, but you're no, I know exactly what you're saying. And even his mom said he was always a lover, like with women, with the women in his life, a
Yeah,
sweet
he enjoyed
romantic dude
that
too.
relationship, and he
Totally,
put effort into it and things like that, which seems
definitely,
unlikely due to his kind of it's my way or the highway sort of, feelings.
definitely. His relationship with the band, yeah, totally. The band members, labels, the press, everything else is counter to that. So, but that was his non-performative side. So maybe that was a little bit of that as well. Those two songs, cool. I could listen to those over and over again just because I feel like, I mean, I've heard The Man Whose Head Expanded a bunch, but the Lud Gang for me is still, I gotta say, like relatively fresh as far as fall songs, and I feel like there's still more in there for me to pull apart, which is fun.
Yeah, it's definitely like that B-side song that you're not familiar with, but you're like, oh man, why did this one not go
Y-
anywhere, like
Yeah,
popularity wise, or frequent, why is it not in the top?
yeah, even with great lyrics and also even live, right? Why didn't they play this one like like they did some of these other tracks that
Yes,
we're about
especially
to listen
where,
to?
yeah, where it's a fast, quick, easy song. You can
hmm
mix it in anywhere, really.
hmm
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean you can, and it has, like we're saying, these great fucking lyrics that are almost like Mark's some of like signature lines. And almost like if anything, I want to know where even some of those lines were birthed in his brain more than this story, and that's a lot actually of Mark's lyrics in general for me, which is like certain lines by themselves or like a couplet of lines is almost more intriguing by itself than where it fits into the structure of the song or the story.
yeah, like is he building off of that thought, or did that just happen in the middle of
hmm
what he was writing?
hmm
Like how is it?
Yeah. A
Like
new
what
scene.
was his creative process? Like where was he? How did he, construct these things?
Yeah. And I'm fine if it just says pure collage, but I think there is some sort of even if it's just the sound of a line that follows another line, and that's was his reasoning. I like that too as a rationale for why a choice was made artistically.
Yeah, I wonder if he like wrote things and like sang them or said them out loud. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
did he pace his writing as he was writing it to make sense, or was it just? I mean, it seems like they built the music around the songs versus having the music and then, oh, I'm going to write some lyrics to that.
Yeah, it seems like at least the band would come up with the riff, the melody, the riff. Mark, I guess it's been said that Mark would come with a song idea or two recorded, on his tape recorder, like a melody, an idea on his kazoo, a couple strums on the guitar, whatever it was. But then the band would take it into a totally, a three-dimensional thing.
Sure, and
But
like we've said, like he just his ideas don't make sense musically, so everyone
Mhm.
just kind of looked at him and said, "Oh, okay,
Yeah,
we'll give it our best shot." I don't know what
yeah.
you mean by that, but I guess I'll make the guitar make that noise.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And then they would have to fit. I think I think as much as they would kind of massage it around his vocals, he was also massaging the words around what they were providing him. So I
Sure, and
do,
yeah, you
yeah,
can even like hear that where it's not always the same, right? Like, oh,
yeah,
here's where the song is, but like here's where it ended up because this word sounds a whole lot better than that word, or
yeah. I could see him in the practice space, like scratching stuff out or like having stacks of his papers, pull them out of the bag, pull out another sheet, right? And then just feel circling stuff, taping stuff together. Yeah. I do. It sounds like that, and then, but it sounds like once he locked it in, he was like, "This is it." I would change a word here or there in the live setting just to have fun and to make someone in the band laugh or myself laugh. But it's really locked in after a while. And I think these next songs we're gonna jump into. Should we take that 7 inch off the platter, and let's throw on another 7 inch, the first 7 inch of this double single, Kicker Conspiracy.
Kicker Conspiracy. So this was released in September of 1983 on Rough Trade again. Double 7 inch.
And they recorded this in 1983. The first 7 inch songs, which is Kicker Conspiracy and Wings. And then we get on the second 7 inch kind of two classics. Yeah.
Yeah, classics of today, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if they were back then or what. If they were trying to revive them, why they decided to put them out on the 7 inch all of a sudden.
Yeah, I do wonder this. Well, we can talk about that when we get to the second 7 inch, but let's start off this first side, 7 inch number one, with Kicker Conspiracy.
Kicker! Kid Conspiracy! Kicker! Kid Conspiracy! J Hells! Tiny Blake! Slickers! King of Team! Kicker! Kid Conspiracy! Kicker! Kid Conspiracy in the marble halls of the charm school! Half Blair is punished! Under marble millet chip, the FA broods! And Half Blair can be punished! And then guest as a Euro state magnates corporates you elects Kicker! Kid Conspiracy! Kicker! Kid Conspiracy! Kicker! Kid Conspiracy!
Smoking cigarettes on the bench is like that's like the rock and roll. That's the rock and roll move.
Yeah, I like how he's half mumbling, like he's saying the lyrics, but is he? Like,
I honestly think this is one of the
yeah, he's
like the
singing.
best delivered.
Is he singing into a beer can?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a sick mullet he's got going on there too.
I know, it's a beautiful mullet. I love the fucking mullet. I love that. This is his rock and roll look. That's like casual rock and roll it's so fitting to his style. As long as he can put his hands in his pockets while the band's playing, that's all you need from Mark as far as a rock and roll frontman. He's not going to do anything crazy. He's not going to, like we talked about earlier, he's not going to flam around.
Can't miss the Nazis.
No, you got to throw no. Yeah, you got to throw that in for some reason. You should watch the Kicker Conspiracy music video. One of my favorite fall music videos in general. Not one of my favorite. I don't dislike the song. You can't dislike any fall song, but this is not one of my favorite fall songs, even though there's so many parts of it and components of it that I really like. It's really weird. I like the idea, the theme of the song. I like the concept. Honestly, I think it's the instrumentation besides the drums, which I like the drums a lot. Does that bring back memories for you? Smoking cigarettes on the bench of the next to the pitch.
It is fun to see the stadium. You're just kind of like, huh? I wonder which one it is. I couldn't really tell.
I do too. I was someone. One of our listeners, please tell us what stadium they're in the Kicker Conspiracy music video. Because, like I said, that is a great music video, and the editing, the cuts, it's cut in the newspapers. It's really great. Mark's performance, the band's performance, moving around the stands. I think we might have to do maybe a Patreon exclusive, like a watch along where we're watch the whole Perverted by Language VHS and watch all the videos. I think that would be fun because the other videos are great too. Even though a couple of them, they're like in the exact same location. They're like in the exact same pub. They filmed 2 songs. It's really good too. I like that. They're like, okay, we'll do another song here and just do exactly the same thing. I mean, I think they financed it themselves. So you had to get that money. You had to make your film time, worthwhile. So what do you think about Kicker Conspiracy?
Yeah, it's a good song. I mean, it is. It's kind of all over the place. It's it's interesting to see Mark write about like a specific topic, right? Like writing about football, like the and just kind of
He is, but
experience.
then he's all you're right. He's all over the place, right?
Again, it's the same in basis, right? I think it's the owners and then the fans, right? Like the fans aren't respected, and that's why but yeah, that's why they're successful and they're on TV, right? If it wasn't for them, but yeah, they're not. They get no recognition for that.
No, they did it themselves. Like that's cool. And this song is it's I like that it's paired with the 7-inch that has container drivers. Even though they're not the same song, they are very much topical songs. So as a double A side, container drivers with the kicker conspiracy, it makes sense as a double 7-inch. Like I said, I want to like this song so much more than I do, and I like it okay, but it's just I think it's the bass and the repetitiveness where it doesn't go anywhere, and he's delivering the lines, but he doesn't even have he has his hot dog and seat for Mr. Hog yell out, which is great. But I don't know, there's something about this one where it doesn't hit quite on the money for me, but I still do enjoy it. And like I said, it's one of my favorite music videos by the fall ever. So
Yeah, I
I
think it
still
is.
appreciate
I think it's more of a you kind of had to be there one where I think if you knew English football in the 80s, it would make more sense. And you'd be like, oh
maybe that's
yeah,
it. Yeah.
like I don't know, coming as two Americans who weren't even born yet, like
Yeah.
we don't know most of these names. We don't know exactly what he's trying to get at or
Yeah.
stick it who he's sticking it to.
Yeah. I think that's exactly right. There are a lot of references in this where I'm just like, I don't really. Who is the Mr. Hog he's referring to? Who is the
Sure.
Mr. Hog? Who is I've heard George Best, but I don't
Yeah, like
really know George.
he's like a very, very famous English
Yeah.
football, soccer guy.
Footballer. Yeah.
The Blues Club, I think, is like the supporter club for the team that Best played for.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. That
Um,
makes sense.
and
Marble Millichip.
yeah, I don't
Tell
know.
me.
Marlboro Millichip.
Um,
That's the owner's wife.
that's the owner's
No,
wife.
I don't know. I'm making that.
I would not be surprised if Marca takes shots at the owner's wife too.
Oh,
Um,
he was the chairman, it's Sir Bert Millichip. He's the chairman of the British Football Association
oh, Mark's definitely taking a shot at anyone that
for
gets the
15
sir.
years too.
Yeah, see, I think you hit it. I think you hit the nail on the head. It's just like I'm missing too many of these references. It's too topical, and I'm an outsider, but I'm just gonna appreciate it for what it is, which is a great music video, and and the drumming is great. The drumming is great. It's a militaristic, and it's fitting to the seriousness of soccer of football fandom. They have that military march, but with the space, he leaves out so many notes, which is good. I actually wonder on this one, is it Carl or Paul? I'll have to look it up, or someone can tell us too, because that sounds like Carl because it's rolling on the snare drum, and that's a Carl move. A lot of long rolls. Cool.
Flip it
Yeah.
over. We're gonna take a
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, while we're flipping it over, let's look at Kicker Conspiracy, the front cover. We get 45, we get 1983, which is nice. They labeled it with the year we know we're in, and we have a double A and we have an AB. So we have a double A side and then an AB side, maybe. Kicker Conspiracy and Wings. Oh, it says Wings is AB. It says on the side, inbuilt loser attitude, piss taken, walking down Strat or is that supposed to be street? Line, halftime, or the strip of schizophrenies. The kit was provided, showers and everything. That's good.
So the kit is the uniform, like the soccer uniform,
Yeah.
the jersey and shorts, as you called your kit.
Yeah.
So that's all provided. Showers and everything.
Showers and everything provided if you're a part of the
Team.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I can't. Is it? Are they dancing? I'm not. Pretty dark group of people. I couldn't tell if it's like the police, but then when you look closer, it looks like they're just kind of
that I kind of
in a mosh pit. I don't know.
I kind of assumed that was soccer hooligans kind of fighting,
Someone
like fighting each other,
getting a karate chop to the knee.
It looks like a fucking kick to the back of the kneecap.
And then he's getting karate. Yeah, then the
you're not gonna be playing.
Karate chop.
Ooh, you're not gonna be playing after that. You know, I see the karate chop too. The other guy's karate chopping downward into the other kneecap. Yeah, taking out each other's knees. And then on the backside, we have Mark by himself, and then the wings exclamation point. And I gotta say here, I'm actually here's my conspiracy theory for this back cover. If you look very closely, I'll ask you, Steve, does the background location strike any chords for you?
Yeah, it looks exactly like from the American album.
Yeah, America therein, and
yeah,
the alleyway,
the same, the
corporate
same
building,
government corporate building.
Yes, that's definitely from the same photo shoot for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, I will have to go and see if he's wearing that jacket.
Yeah, we will. We'll have to look up if he is wearing that jacket. But that's I mean, it's the year later, so he's like, oh, I'm definitely using it. I look fucking. He's like, I fucking look bloody fucking cool as fucking that. He does though. He does. He's looking like fucking badass with the fucking hand in his pocket. His signature look. Mm-hmm. And then you got a missile, and then of course the false staple, a rocket, a missile, a question mark man, and looks like a mummy, which are all things we know and associate with the fall.
Yeah, definitely the same building.
That's definitely
same jacket.
Yeah. I was looking at this earlier, but I did not notice the background until I was like, oh, that is definitely that alleyway corporate building in America. They got that. Well, they got 2 album covers and rear covers out of that photo shoot, which is great. Frugal businessman. All right, let's flip it over and let's listen to. Okay, I was downplaying the first song a little bit, but let's jump into a real cool song called
Wings.
Well, how does that one strike you though?
Great. All the things you love about Mark. Going back in time. There's gremlins.
If you have like a bingo card of all of the fall kind of lyrical items that
possibilities that come up.
Yeah, common themes that Mark likes to use as writing strategies. This one pretty much, you're gonna knock off almost all of them. You got, like you said, gremlins. You got time travel, right? You got army, militaristic, some sort of historical army battle. You got the U.S. In this case, it's the U.S. Civil War, and I think another instance of some sort of militaristic situation. Shot dead a stupid sergeant. Yeah, you get everything that you are expecting out of them, but this this rocks, and this is repetitive, but this song rocks, and I think there's also something to listening to the music video audio, which has a little bit of this VHS tape warble, which is actually flattering to the fall sound. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree.
A little wave. It's like a little waviness to the repetitive within the repetitiveness, which sounds cool.
I enjoyed it. I could have listened to that one first.
I mean, this is might as well be a double A side here. Get the wings, get the A. And one more the other great line I gotta pull out is an academic needed his chin set, and that's needed in a like a kneading dough type of way, which I did not catch without reading the lyrics. An academic needed his chin sent in the dust of some cheap magazines. That's fucking good as hell. I like that. I could picture that, but also every time I listen to it, I'm gonna picture it a little different. Sent in the dust of some cheap magazines. Sent in the dust of some cheap, like he's pulling them out of his study, and it has all this shit in there. You empty it out into an envelope, send it in. I'd erased it under the bridge.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
so
Oh yeah. Should we flip it over kind of to another 7-inch now? And a 7-inch with two songs that we are familiar with at this point, especially within the We Are the Fall podcast, but in general with the fall, these have been released before. But I say let's just sit back and enjoy a couple more cuts of a topical hit that we've come to love. Container Drivers.
Container Drivers. Mark's favorite medium, truck driving.
They cap up by £8,000. They sweat on their way down. Great pots with customs masters hang around like clowns. They are containers and their drivers. They are containers and their drivers. They are containers and their drivers.
So we got Container Drivers, and then we have another single version, but both of these Container Drivers and the song New Puritan, they're both from the Peel session
Yeah,
from
recorded there. Number 3.
the third Peel session from 1980. And this version of the New Puritan is actually, in my ranking, far superior than the Totals Turns Home Demo Live, whatever you want to call it, version, which is only about 3.5 minutes long, and acoustic too. But the Peel session version is way better, superior in my opinion. But the thing is, I'm wondering, because we don't have the actual single, it says that the track is 3:22, like 3 minutes 22 seconds, but the Peel version is close to 7 minutes. So something
Yeah.
is
something.
not right here. And this is another opportunity to just, chime in, let us know
Why would that say that, right?
did they edit it down, or is there an error on a reputable fall website? Well, either way, let's jump into New Puritan by The Fall.
inside, you know, everybody wants to like big companies. Bands send tapes to famous apes, male slags, male slates, famous apes. Water, cater down great thoughts. The whole country is post-gram.
So, Steve, how do you feel overall about a double 7-inch single by The Fall?
I'm always a sucker for a 7-inch at a record shop, and to get two of them, you know it's coming home. And I don't think I'm going to be disappointed with any of them.
No. And also, isn't it a nice pairing to have basically a 7-inch of two new songs paired with a 7-inch of two live, Peel session tracks?
Yeah, which especially is, I mean, it's going to be unique unless you're sitting there, with your
recording it,
cassette recorder off the radio,
Yeah.
which is cool too.
Which I'm sure a lot of people were doing. But yeah, it's great. And then the last 7-inch, the last single of 1983 for The Fall was released in November, and that was on Camera Records. Two tracks that we are familiar with at this point in the chronological discography of The Fall, and that's Marquis Cha-Cha and with the B-side Room to Live. So
were they on Camera now? Did they switch at this point in time, or did Camera just already own these?
I kind of assume that this was art because they were on Room to Live, right? That these songs were just released as a single while Rough Trade was releasing new singles. So it just so happened that they were in the era of a changeover in record labels, and I think they were doing that. That's just my guess, but it just seems right. And also, it just seems like everyone was trying to catch up to the actual Fall output. So they had him.
Yeah, they were moving fast. They're not gonna sit and let them gather dust.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and the record label was also kind of like, well, they're on Rough Trade for this next thing, so we should probably just
don't
release
right? Let's see what we can make, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
And going back to Bricks, is they met in 1983 in Chicago at the Metro.
Right, at the Metro, yes.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And she is going to be, which I'm looking forward to, and we've got some special plans for, is the Perverted by Language LP coming up. So
yeah, I was going to say, I'm excited. It's been a while since we've gotten to listen to a full length and really dive deep.
That's true. We've been taking the side, little jaunt over into different pathways and branches off the Fall tree. But it is going to be great to get back in the studio with the Fall and get a full length that we can really sink our teeth into. So, as we're wrapping up with Marquis Cha-Cha, Room to Live, 1983 in general, which one, Steve, would you be walking out in would be placed into that carrier bag as you're walking out of the record shop, spending your wages on for this year?
Which 7-inch? Which of the three?
Which of the three from 1983 is coming home with you?
I'm going with the most music I can get. So
you're frugal. You're about quantity. You're about
quantity for sure. I mean, The Man Who Said Expanded is really neat. But you get some live recordings on there. I'm always beyond 7 inches. I'm also a sucker for a live album. So
this is true. This is true.
Those live sounds do it for me. So yeah,
you like balance too. You like balance. So you get studio, and then you get and you also get one of your favorite. You get the Container Drivers, one of your favorite tracks, in live. So
live, we were just talking today at work about
Container drivers by the
well,
fall.
kind of. We were talking. It made me think about container drivers because they were talking about like car racing games and like the full like the car seat and the steering wheel.
Oh, people that have the full setup. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they're
but-
in a roll cage.
Well, yeah, right, basically. But then they were. My buddy from work was saying that he didn't actually do it, but there was a truck driving game that he really wanted for a while. And I was
like a semi truck driver.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was like, oh man, Mark would have loved that. Just sitting there,
man, yeah, hell yeah.
driving a semi.
I mean, the CV radio on. You got that CV radio jacked up. You got
Yeah,
your handle, your call sign, lay on the
Sure.
big horn.
like nothing more relaxing than getting out of Chicago traffic to go home and sit in some traffic
Oh man.
on your fucking computer.
You gotta have hobbies. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a different show.
thank God I'm home. I can't wait to drive.
Yeah, can't wait to sit in front of a big old screen and sit in traffic and maybe crush a couple beers in the cab of my truck while I'm hauling 4 tons of steel.
Oh man, way station. This is gonna take all day.
That reminds me of those flight simulator games that were
Yeah, that's what we're
I'm sure
talking
there's
about. Like
still
car racing games, flight simulators.
flight
like-
simulator. Flight simulator is like, what, like wait to land, make a couple more circles around the airport. You're not the wind has changed. That's good. I mean, I love it. But if anyone, I don't know, does that skill transition well? I would love to see it.
I think for the flight simulators, it really does.
Yeah, you got power on, switch everything on.
I mean,
You're gonna be sitting in there. I would just love someone to just be, oh yeah, I've been playing this truck game for the last couple of weeks. Let me get in this big rig and just take off here. Let me just pull out of this parking lot. So I'm gonna take the man whose head expanded. It's fresh.
Alright.
It's fresh to my ears, and like we were discussing, the Lud Gang, it has an opportunity to be further evaluated for me. So I'm gonna take Man Whose Head Expanded home, and I like the cover. So it's gonna catch my eye. I'm taking it home. Well, thanks for going to the record shop with us, and we hope you picked out a couple fresh, tasty AA sides for yourself.
don't forget to follow us on Patreon, become a subscriber if you love us, and
don't forget to tell the record store owner to wipe that stupid smirk off his face.